Morning, my name's Rob Salmon. I am the Builder Investor and welcome to the Builder's Diary. So yes guys, a few of you might know me from Instagram, Facebook. Basically, I put a post out, a little reel on Instagram quite a while back, basically documenting a day in my life, going around the sites. Obviously, as you can imagine, I'm a builder. I am also an investor, as the name says. So obviously I've been in building and construction 31 years this year. I've also, say recently, probably the last 3 years or so, started investing in property and doing some ground up development as well. And when I put that reel out, I got quite a lot of feedback of people asking, why don't I do this on YouTube? And I basically resisted because there's a lot of other people doing that on YouTube, and I just thought I might get a bit of hate or people say I'm copying or what have you. But do you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to have a go at it because I've been on YouTube for years, nothing around construction. I have got a little channel that you'll probably know me for doing what's called the Builder Investor podcast. I've also put a few videos out there about building extensions and things like that. But I have got another channel where I do camper vans. You know, some of you that know me might know that one of my passions is building camper vans and riding mountain bikes. And I've got another channel. Go and have a look at it if you want. I'm sure you'll find it, where I build camper vans, I film mountain bikes and stuff like that, and it did all right. You know what I mean? We got quite a few views on there, but yeah, I resisted with the building stuff because there's so many other people doing it. But I'm going to have a go basically. So what I'm going to do is going to be called the Builder's Diary. So it's going to be a day in the life of what I get up to basically. Very similar to what you see from other people, but I'm not going to lie, I am inspired by other people, and I've been watching a few videos over the last few weeks in preparation for this, just to be inspired and trying to not to copy people as well and be, you know, original and do my own thing. So we're now basically heading up to a building site where we're doing an extension for a customer. We have two types of work at Greenwood. So the company's called Greenwood Design and Build. And we do a lot of customer facing work, building extensions, couple of new builds, loft conversions, things like anything really within construction. But the other side is property. So I try and invest in property. I also do a lot of ground up development where I'll use investors' funds, you know, private investors, and we'll go away and build, sell, or we will, you know, take a property and refurbish it. But this morning I'm on the way up to a place called Leek where we've got a little extension going on. The lads are there just finishing off the roof, trying to get the windows in, get it window tight. So I'm going to go up today, do some filming and give them a hand. And then we'll be back in the office this afternoon. Got a few deals we need to look at and then a few bits and bobs to run through. And you'll just generally see the day in and day out of what I get up to each day. And it might open some of your eyes, you know what I mean? So we're on site now. Lads have just pulled up. They've just been pick up materials. One's just been pick up the roof tiles and the other the PVC windows. So let's go see, you know, what they're doing and let's see how they're getting on.
You all right, mate?
Got the windows or what?
I'm back, mate.
What are you doing? Eating your dinner already?
Starving.
So on this job, obviously it's not just around the outside of the extension where the space is a premium. Obviously we've got double yellow lines, so we've got that van there now up unloading. He's now shifting. We've got my van which is up there, and then further up we've got the pickup which has got a load of tiles on it ready for that roof over there, back of that roof. So we've got to juggle vans around basically in order to get people in order so we can unload stuff. Me with Tommy now.
Yeah.
Got to try First day where there's ice, where we've had to scrape pipe off the windscreen, eh Tom?
Yeah, not very nice, that.
If you look down there, we've built this little side extension. It goes round the back as well. There ain't much space. We haven't even been able to get a scaffold up, which is obviously poses a problem for health and safety. So we're using trestles. We're just using them really carefully, basically. I'll show you very quickly. So as you come down here, look, we've got this retaining wall which is up, and we've built this extension here. And obviously it's really tight, so there's not much chance of falling off the trestles because we're right up against the wall, look. So just let me take you very quickly over here. So as you can see, we've got to get everything round there now, that tight space, and we've got patio doors to go in there. We've got all this temporary drainage here, so we can still use the bathroom above. But it's a very tight situation now where we've got to get everything across there. So have you been managing that, Ben Bep, getting everything round on this site when it's been so tight?
It's been a bit shit. Not the best, like.
So you've been managing to keep on top of health and safety with it being so tight, though. It's just a pain in the arse, isn't it?
See what he did there? Pain.
We've had a little bit of a nightmare with the soil stack on this one. Obviously we've built this little extension. I'm just inside it now. This is the office part, and obviously we've had to put there a soil pipe basically that runs underneath the floor, but the soil pipe is up and through the other side of the extension, and it's a bit tight, so the roof comes up and the soil pipe literally comes through where the top of the roof is. So we've got to get it through there, drop it down into that soil pipe there. It's going to be a bit tight. So just left the lads to it, just nipped off to come and pick some bits and bobs of what we need. Obviously we've got to, with working with customers that still live in their houses when you're doing the work, a lot of the time, you know what I mean, they need the bathroom and the kitchen and stuff like that still functional. Obviously she's got no kitchen at the moment, because that's what we're doing, a kitchen extension, but we can't leave her without, you know, somewhere to wash and what have you. So we're having to put a temporary soil pipe in at the minute. There's been a temporary one that's just basically come out to the back door, but we want to fit the patio doors, so we can't just leave the pipe going through that opening. So just put it where it's going, but we've just used some temporary pipes. So just had to come and nip now and get some bits to connect it up, because obviously she's living there, so she'll need to use the toilet. And driving here, I think I've just scuffed my wheel on a curb. Honestly, anytime I put some nice wheels on a van, they fucking always get a scuff, which is why I went to these like big all-terrain things. And you'll notice, if you do see any of my vans that I've built, they've all got big all-terrain tyres and you know, like American style wheels on. And I normally do that with my work van, and I haven't with this one, and I've just cleared the wheel and I'm dreading going having a look now, so let's go have a look, eh? It's not too bad. Scuff the tyre more than anything else. But yeah, put these nice fucking big wheels on the van and you scuff them. It's one thing I actually hate about the likes of Screwfix and Toolstation. They're great if you need something quick, you know, and there's not a builder's merchants for around. But they never carry any fucking stock, you know what I mean? I've just been for a flashing kit for around a pipe, on a soil pipe on a roof. Got them in the catalogue, so you fill the form out, you go to the till and tell them they haven't got it in stock. Why can't they just keep one of everything they've got in the catalogue in stock? I understand for massive bulky things, but a roof flashing take up about, what, 5-6 inches on a shelf. So here we are. very expensive Travis Perkins, see if we can get one from here. So Travis's, I've got what I want, but it's triple the price. Fucking triple the price. So unfortunately I'm gonna have to drive to my usual supplier. I refuse to do it, you know. I know it's going to take me half an hour to drive somewhere and pick up what I need, but there's no possible way I'm going to pay triple the price of what I normally pay for something and be held to ransom. So that's the day on site done today. Like I've said, I don't always spend all day on site. I'm pretty much 50-50 at the minute. Well, probably more 70-20, 70-30. I can't do simple maths. So 70-30, yeah, I'm normally in the office a lot more these days. So obviously I've been out in a little van, took her out, done a bit of work with the lads. Now I'm back at the office. My office is literally attached to the side of my house. So it's there, built on the side of my house. There's the camper I was on about. See the big rugged wheels that I put on. So any of you interested in a little tour around that camper for this channel, let me know in the comments and I'll gladly give you one. But yeah, let's get back in that office now and get some paperwork done, get some bits and bobs done. And then I've got to nip back out to, we've got a property that we're in the middle of, one of my own. We've got it on a lease option. So the refurb's pretty much finished, but we're thinking of selling it on because we've got the potential deal. 3 bungalows that we're going to look at. So we want to get those built. So obviously we need as much money as we can to put into that. So we're thinking of selling this option deal. So, but I'll show you around that a bit later. First off, let's get in that office and get some work done. So yeah, back in the office now. First things first, get a brew on the go. So just grab one of them, get that down me. And then obviously I've got bits of project management to sort. So we've used a software called Monday.com. So I'm just going to work my way through that now, just make sure everything's on track. Because it's not just that one job that you've seen today that we've got on. Obviously, if you look up on the board up there, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 6 live jobs on at the minute. So obviously got to make sure that they're all on track. Excuse the buzz lane fine, that's one of the lads, got to be paid at some point. But yeah, if you look up there, there's no sensitive information up there, so don't worry. So Norton Lane has not yet started, that's due to start in January. Baskerville Road is already started, but it's on hold, so we're basically going to get back on that in December. Daisy Bank is where I've been today, which is a little extension, that should be finished in a few weeks. Penkelney Road's now finished. Congleton Road's yet to start. That's a new build of mine. That's a plot of land that we own. And then we've got Blurton Road again, which is due to start in February. So if you look here, this is the software that we use to track where all the lads are. These are the lads we've got in at the minute. And you can see where they've clocked in and clocked out. It's called, what is it called? Connect Team. So really good piece of kit. Got the users up there, got a directory, phone numbers, all kinds of stuff. But the main thing that we use is this time clock. And then again, what we actually use for project management is this, Monday.com. So if you can see over there, we've got all our list of bits and bobs, projects, project management, professionals, subcontractors, suppliers, to-do lists, standard operating procedures, the fleet. This is the job that we've been to today, so I'm just going through here all of the tasks there which link over to a Gantt chart that we can open up there, if it'll open up. So we can see there where we're about on that particular job at the minute. Let's go have a look at the main table. So I know fascias, got soffits and gutters now are complete, so we'll get that one ticked as complete. That's basically how we use it. Yeah, this is basically where I spend the majority of my life. And it's not, everyone wants to get off the tools, you know what I mean? You'll always see these people selling courses that saying you need to get off the tools. There's a specific time within your, your development of the business where you need to get off the tools. If you get off too soon and you've only got 2 lads on site working for you, it's never going to pay you enough to be able to be off the tools. So you're going to have to do it at a certain point. Obviously, there's companies out there that are a lot bigger than me, you know what I mean? We've got 6 lads that are working for me day in, day out, and then we've got a subcontractor list of about 50 guys. So we can put them on the jobs as and when we need them. But I spend the majority of my time in this place. So it's just a little office, like I say. There's the girls' seat, which we haven't got at the minute. The girl that used to work for us, Hayley, is no longer with us. So we still haven't recruited yet. So it's basically me and that seat on my own. And it's quite lonely sometimes. But obviously that's why I enjoy getting out on site with the lads occasionally. So, but let's crack on now, get this bit of project management done, because then we've got to nip out and go and look at one of the properties that we're looking at selling on. Good morning. So this morning we are kind of stuck in the office a little bit due to the fact that a bungalow that we built, so it's a new build project, so this is one that we own. It's sold, and obviously it's going through conveyancing at the minute, and the people that are buying it are buying it on a mortgage. So they've kind of got a valuation from their mortgage company today, but the slot that they give you is between 8 and 2. So there's no chance I'm sitting up there in the bungalow with no furniture or anything. A bad signal as well on my phone for that amount of time. So I've asked them if they can give me a ring half an hour before they come, and I'm just here in the office because this is not too far away. So get some work done, bit of catching up, and then hopefully we'll get a phone call and we can head over, do that valuation. And then I've got to meet 2 lads over at another property of ours, which is a lease option property on a little small HMO. So we're considering selling the option onto somebody else, and I've got a couple of friends that are interested. Right, so one of the issues with having vans and having lads drive your vans is, regardless of how good the lad is, they never really treat them like they do their own, are you with me? So, and you get things like penalty charges and things like that come through occasionally. It's not very often, to be honest, but unfortunately we have to pass this on to the lad that's driving. Obviously, if we didn't do that, you know what I mean, they'd start taking the piss a little bit. If they thought that I was going to pay every charge related to their van, then they probably would park in daft places and, for instance, go through buzz lanes and things like that. So it's unfortunate, and we all hate getting them, you know what I mean? We all end up with one of these at some point in our life. But, you know what I mean, it's not deliberate, but again, you know, it's their mistake. So unfortunately I can't pay for all of their mistakes. Otherwise I could end up racking bills up ridiculously. But yeah, this is what you get. And what you find as well is they don't tend to treat the van as well as you would as well. So pretty much always left in a bit of a mess. And it's quite often that I have to have a bit of a, not a go, but a little bit of a dig, you know, get this van tidy, do you know what I mean? This van, they cost me a lot of money, are you with me? Not just to buy, but to run, to insure, things like that. So just want them looking after. But yeah, this is one of the downsides basically to running vans. So last night I actually went to speak at a networkers event. It's a property networking event, and it's called Property and Poppadoms. So I was invited to speak. It was the Cheshire one, so which is not too far away from me, and I actually went there and spoke a little bit about refurbishments and how property investors could do refurbishments in the correct way, basically legally, above board, you know, be pretty much compliant and be able to project manage a project in a better way in order to be able to maintain profit. So little clip here of me speaking. WhatsApp groups, things like that, photographs. Just track what you're doing, use your checklists that you used originally, and control things like control when your materials are turning up, make sure that they're there when they're needed, control your costs, make sure you're not overspending. If you're not looking at that right till the end, if it does come in over budget. So, just arrived now, standing outside of this bungalow what we've built. This was finished probably about 3 or 4 weeks ago. So we got this one finished, we put it up for sale with Haywood's, and it pretty much sold same day. It did fall through due to unforeseen circumstances on the purchaser's side, but we put it back up for sale and it literally sold again within the same day. So no problem selling it. It's a lovely looking bungalow that we built, 2-bed bungalow, bought the plot of land quite cheaply. So I'll show you around it now quickly before the valuer gets here. So yeah, as well as obviously construction for customers, one thing that we try and do, and this is essential in my book for builders, because there's not enough profit nowadays in working directly for customers unless you scale massive, you know what I mean, and you're prepared to take a really small margin but you do a lot of work. So if you take the big boys for instance, you know what I mean, obviously nowhere near my league, but you know, the likes of Balfour-Beatty's and Carillion before they went, was probably why they did go, but they were prepared to work on like a 2% margin. Whereas with this thing, we bought the land, paid about 55 grand with all the legals and everything in for this plot of land. Cost us around about 65, 70 grand to build this. Obviously it was part built, you know what I mean, long story, someone already bought it. Started to build the bungalow but then passed away, so it just went, you know, it was stood here for 10 years, dilapidated, so we basically took it back down to oversight, which is with the foundation level, and then basically built from the slab up, and we ended up with this finished product. So yeah, it cost us about 65, 70 grand to build this. Obviously we can do it a lot cheaper because we're a building company. Normally you'd be looking at about 100, 130 grand to build this. And then we've just sold it for 190 grand. So that's a clear, you know, 60 grand profit. If we get knocked down on it, even if we tell it slightly lower, 50 grand profit. You can't make that working for customers building extensions. Obviously, as we're going, if you could feed back to us what you want to see, we can, you know, we can do more on the construction side of, you know, what we're building for customers, or we can show you more in the office of what we're doing in there, or we can show you more along the property side, which is this kind of thing, new build properties. We take on quite a lot of, you know, older properties and kind of refurb them, rent them out. So if that's the kind of thing that you're more interested in, obviously let us know in the comments, and you know, we can give you exactly what you want then. So yeah, but this you know, this little thing was amazing. It's so easy to build. You don't have any problems like you do with building extensions on people's houses, because you're not unearthing like issues beneath the plaster or below the floor, or you know, the only problem that you generally get with the new build stuff is below the ground, and obviously that's mitigated from when you first start, you know what I mean? You kind of take that into account. So, and you can do soil investigations and all sorts to try and mitigate it even further. But yeah, let us know in the comments. Be happy to share a lot more of what it is you guys want to see. So that's it now. He's done his valuation. Now, a lot of people will ask, why do I make myself available for doing this? You know what I mean? It's kind of a low value task in a lot of people's eyes. and they would just let the estate agents do it. But no, I like to do my own viewings and obviously meet people like this, because I can give a lot more information about the property than an estate agent that doesn't know anything about it. Are you with me? I'm not saying this is true of Haywoods who are selling it, because they're very good estate agents. But when we've looked at properties, you know, in order to buy them, estate agents normally, when you do a viewing, they open the door, push it open and go, there you go, crack on. That's the last thing I want for people that are interested in buying one of my properties. I want to be able to manage them, you know what I mean, and almost sell to them. So it's the same with this value. He's come round, I've shook his hand, I've been really friendly with him, I've explained what's happened, how we've built it, all of that lot. So he'll go away with a lot more information than he ever would from an estate agent just opening the door and letting him go through it. So now back in the van. So luckily my diary's on the ball today, because I wasn't. I totally missed this. But yeah, we've got in my diary, I'm going to look at an extension, which is basically from a previous customer that we've built an extension for maybe a couple of years ago. This is kind of unheard of for us, because obviously, because we do like bigger works like extensions, new builds, loft conversions, we don't really do the small stuff. We don't get a lot of repeat custom, because, you know, as a general rule of thumb, once someone spent what, you know, between 60 and 130, 150 grand on an extension, they only tend to do that once, maybe twice in a lifetime. So it's not very often we get repeat work based off stuff like that. So, but one thing I think we're going to change as a company is we're turning away quite a lot of small works. I've literally just done it like 2 minutes ago. Someone's asked us hang 5 doors and I've just said too busy, it's not the kind of stuff we do. So the fact that we've got pretty much every trade under one roof in our company, I think we're daft, you know, but I've always been taught to niche and kind of just do one thing and specialise in one thing and be known in your area for that one thing. But yeah, I think it's getting a bit more tricky in the marketplace at the minute, so we're going to try and put a team together in order to do these small works. So yeah, if you're watching and you know you've got works in and around Staffordshire and Cheshire and you want a decent building company who's been around for a while, hit us up, drop us a message, drop a comment, and we'll see if we can help you. But yeah, let's go and have a look at this extension now, see if we can get them a price together, and hopefully, because we're a repeat customer, we've done a good job for them last time, we'll get the job. So this is the extension that we built for them last time. Big single story, big bifold doors, massive patio, absolutely stunning to be honest. So back in the office now, got the drawings, had a look at that little extension. Pretty simple to be fair. So a little 4x4 double story extension, basically to tie in a bit of a void. So they've got like a corner missing off the building where they've already built extensions. So it's just to tie them in. I've got drawings a bit not amazing, but you can see there, you know what I mean, it's a little square thing, double story. So these drawings that we've got are not amazing at all, so they'll be all right. I'll be able to price it because I know what the ground conditions are like, because we've built on, you know, on that property before. But this is part of the reason why I've now teamed up with one of our architects that we've been using for a long time. So it means that we can do drawings in-house as part of a complete end-to-end system, which is why we're called Greenwood Design and Build. So obviously we can't do anything about the fact that customers have already got drawings done, so we just have to work with what they've got. But yeah, it's part of the reason why I want to do it. And eventually, when we get big enough, if we ever do, if I want to be honest, so I've kept it this small on purpose. I have been a lot bigger over the years. I used to be a completely different company basically. A long time ago, was a company called Absolute Building Solutions, and it was going very well, to the point where I think we had about 10, 12 vans and probably 20, 30 lads. But we didn't make anywhere as much money then as we do now with just a small team. And I do want to scale, but I want to do it organically. So last thing I think you need as a company is trying to force, you know, growth. So, and I always struggle when we do grow. I always struggle to make the kind of money that we do when we're a small team. So might be something you lads can help me with. Drop me a comment below and just tell me where we're going wrong. So we've just met up now with the two lads that are interested in purchasing this little HMO offers. It's a bit of a weird one. It's not a straight purchase. We actually own this on what's called a lease option. So we've got the option to buy it and we lease it for 5 years. And it's a very strategic way of buying a property where we can let it go up in value first before we actually buy it. But they're very interested. But what I'm going to do is show you around quickly now what we've done with it. So have a quick look. Basically, brand new front door. It's had radiators all throughout and everything's been re-skimmed. But things like these fire doors and that we haven't been able to change. But that's bedroom number 1. So not the biggest of bedrooms, but you know. And then you walk through here, hallway, linen cupboard there to the left. So we've got the living room there, area. Fridge shouldn't be in here, it's supposed to be in the kitchen. There's the kitchen. It's literally just had a lick of paint and a bit of a facelift, new worktops and that. But we've left the units in because it's on an option agreement basically. Bathrooms downstairs in this one. So you get your toilet in there, shower cubicle, washer dryer. Just show you the toilet very quickly. And then I'll just show you upstairs on the layout on this one. We've got bed number 2 here. So carry that theme throughout. Excuse the dark patches there. We've had a problem with the chimney leaking, which has all been sorted now. And got bedroom number 3. Again, same thingy. Got furniture that's in here that's got to go in the bedrooms. And then bedroom number 4. She's got its own little bathroom. So same again, there was a chimney there that we've took down. It was all damp around here. We've sorted it out with the LED flashings, but obviously there's still moisture coming through the brickwork. Hopefully when the heating comes on, that'll dry that out. So yeah, the only reason we're looking at moving this on, obviously we've done all the hard work, we've done the refurb on it, and you know, normally now we'd get it rented out. We were thinking of doing serviced accommodation with it, which is basically Airbnb. But what we've decided to do is we've had a deal come our way for new build developments that we need to raise some money for. So we're looking at selling a few things off like this. So those two guys that come that were interested in buying it, one of them's my plasterer and one's an electrician, so they're people that I know. So they're interested in getting into property. So this is an ideal first time, you know, thing to do on a lease option because it won't cost them much money. All they've got to do is reimburse me for the, you know, the refurb, and then they're free to just get it rented out then. Hi guys, welcome to Wednesday morning. So we were due to be on site this morning, so we've give Ben, he's my main guy on site, just give him a quick call, asked him what the crack is, what's going on site. Obviously picked up what's happening as well from our software. And they had a bit of an issue yesterday with the ridge tiles. They were all bed on, and obviously it just absolutely started hammering it down, so washed off of it out, so they've got to basically redo them. So I'm just going to leave them to that. They've picked up a load of stuff to sort out the step which goes from the stairs into the extension. I'm organising the electrician now, that's sorted, and also admin. Flipping hate it. So, well, I don't hate it, quite enjoy it once I get into it, but it's not something I should be doing. So it's like putting invoices into our accounting software and what have you. Normally we would have Hayley who was sat there, but obviously she's not with us no more, so I need to recruit someone as soon as possible really to do the admin tasks. I'm looking into a VA rather than someone to be in the office. As much as I love someone being in the office, you know, it's real good company, it gets a bit lonely in here on your Todd. Obviously I'd love to be one of those big companies, got an office full of people, but sometimes we just don't need it with the size we are. So, but yeah, we need to recruit at some point, whether it's a VA, someone that works remotely, or whether we get someone in that desk. I am thinking of turning that desk into a media computer, because obviously all the stuff that we edit, all the YouTube videos, the Instagram videos, everything that goes out that's edited, the reels and things like that, podcast stuff, I'm thinking about just having a standalone station on that computer for doing it, because that computer's a lot quicker than my laptop. So possibly do that. But yeah, if you're living like close to us, Stoke-on-Trent, and you're interested in an admin role, maybe drop me a comment and we can have a chat. But yeah, we need to recruit someone as soon as we can, really. So, but yeah, let's get this done now, and then we can nip over to site and just see what's going on. We've also got another job Baskerville Road, that's pretty much up to plasterboarding at the minute, that we need to jump on that as soon as we've finished what we're doing on Daisy Bank and Leek. So I'm going to go and see where that one is, because that one's been on hold basically due to, like, because it's an investment property, we have to move money around sometimes in order to crack on with jobs. Obviously we're waiting for the sale of that bungalow. As you can imagine, there's quite a lot of money tied up in that sale, so as soon as that's sold, it releases a lot of money that can then actually go into other projects, which allows us to plough on. So hopefully you can get started on that one and get it all sorted. So yeah, stay with me, let's go and see what's happening on that job, and let's get all this admin side up. See you in a bit. Morning guys, Thursday today, bit starry-eyed, up late last night working, got that laptop on my knee, fell asleep with it there. It's just what happens sometimes you need to do a late one to get things sorted. So this morning I've got to go and meet an electrician on a job, just show him what's happening on there. I might as well pick up a window that I know's just been dropped at one of our suppliers, because it's literally on my way and it's going to that job. So wouldn't normally do that, normally let the lads do that, but it's on my way, so do that. And then need to get back into the office to update Google, just to make sure everything's all up to date on there. Again, all of these tasks should be done by someone in admin, but you know, Hayley left us, so we haven't got around to replacing anyone. We did have a replacement coming in, but on the very, last couple of days before she was due to start, she messaged and said she'd found something else that suited her better. So yeah, I haven't really gone through the rest of the applicants. To be honest, most of them weren't really trained, they just fancied a job in an office. So yeah, it's difficult recruiting the right people, to be honest, sometimes. But later on today, we've got a networkers event in Manchester as well, so we'll be all dressed up for that. Well, say dressed up, it's not tuxedo or anything like that, but yeah, we'll get over there. Get his name out there, speak to a lot of people, tell everyone what it is we do, and then I'll see you again tomorrow at some point. So let's see what we can get up to for the rest of today. So here we are now, Tommy's with me. We are getting this extension finished off basically, so all the externals now are now finished. So we're just removing bits of plaster, electricians here, that's why we've got cables hanging everywhere. Just tidy everything up and get the first fix done. So Tommy's just getting all this floor sorted now, aren't you, Tom? So do you enjoy working in this industry in this weather, Tom?
Not really, not.
It's a bit cold, isn't it, this today?
Just a little bit.
Yeah, but your boss looks after you, don't you? Look at that nice body warmer you've got on.
Yeah,
nice hot and that.
Right.
So on the final stages of this little extension now, that window's just turned up, lads are just getting that fitted. All the internals now, so we've got the first fix electricians in there. He's going to get that done today, tomorrow. We can then get the pre-plaster inspection done. Once that's done, we can then get plastered. So we don't know what we're doing about paving and stuff down here because the customer's not spoke to us about it yet, but I've got a feeling she's probably going to leave it till next year. With the ice that we've got ice all over that roof at the minute. It's not the best time to be laying paving anyway. So that's the Daisy Bank project, small extension, coming on along nicely basically. So yeah, it's not far off going to be complete now because we're literally doing a plastered shell. So electrician's in there doing his first fix, lads are tidying up all the little bits, putting down pipes on, things like that, just getting floor levels correct. And then obviously once we've had the pre-plaster inspection, after that we can then basically jump on, get it all dry lined, skimmed, and then hand over to the customer ready for their kitchen fitter to come in and take it from there basically. So yeah, it's been bloody cold on site today, I'm not going to lie to you. So I got spoilt, to be honest, because I've been in the office now for the best part of a couple of years. Not solely in the office, but you know, I get about and I do time on site, and I do time on the tools still occasionally, generally when it's sunny. But yeah, it's been bloody cold, and I feel for the lads being out in this weather trying to make a living, you know what I mean, battling against it all the time. It's difficult. People really don't understand how difficult the building industry can be to make your money. So yeah, try and look after him. Now back in the office, we have got a load of paperwork, basically. So, honestly, so I've literally just come in and opened all the envelopes to all of this. So we've got bloody council tax for one of the properties where we've had an issue saying that we've not paid, and we have. So we've had to go back through all of the payments that we've done, basically to work out some kind of plan to pay what they say is owed when we know there isn't, which is crazy. So because we know exactly where we are with things like this. We've got stuff from HMRC on about the new Making Tax Digital thing, which is not new, it's like years old, so why are they sending letters out now? Yeah, and then VAT. So we've got quite a few different companies, and obviously we're expecting the fact that they're going to come in with this, you know, the old, what's it called, the VAT threshold basically, where they're going to reduce the VAT threshold, and yeah, down to 30 grand. So the couple of companies, we've moved things around a little bit, and then we've obviously, one we've deregistered, and then the other one we've re-registered in order to make sure that we're working efficiently with VAT. So these are the things you have to try and anticipate. Obviously we don't know whether it's going to come in or not yet, but you know, there's a fair chance. So we've tried to do this and mitigate the problem before it actually happens. If it doesn't come in, we've done it in a way that it still won't affect us. So yeah, so you have to get on top of these things sometimes. So later on that night, me and two friends, also into property, actually went up to Manchester to the Big North property event. Had a really good night. Good morning. So, Friday. Love a Friday. I don't know why, because I don't start working on a Friday and have Saturday off. But I try to get on my bike and go do some mountain bike riding. But what we've got today is follow-ups. So obviously we spend quite a lot of time during the week quoting for other jobs, and I like to follow up on them. So I generally do that on a Friday. So I will go through all of the list of quotes that have been sent out, which this week is not that many. Obviously Christmas is coming, it's kind of slowing down a little bit. It always happens in this industry. But yeah, we're trying to actually go back and basically go through the list of the quotes that we've sent out, give them a call, follow up on, you know, not just to see if we can pull in the work, just to see if we can answer any questions. Are you with me? We're here to provide a service. So, and that service doesn't start when we start doing the work. It starts when we first go around as a design and build company. Obviously, We go there with an architect, we produce plans. Those plans are owned by, you know, our client, but we try and do that so as it mitigates architects coming in who get recommended by us and basically then give the work to their preferred builders. Obviously, they kind of feel obliged that if we've sent them in, we'll have an architect that we work with all the time. You know who you are if you're watching. But yeah, and that's kind of how we kind of mitigate that risk of not getting the job. But obviously, your follow-up's massive. Customers are generally busy. We try and work with people that are higher end customers. Are you with me? We have a specific avatar of customer that we're actually looking for. We don't want time wasters, we don't want penny pinchers and such like. So those people are generally busy, so we try and give them a call, answer any questions that they've got regarding the quote, and we'll even offer to actually go round to their place or something, or they can come and meet us in the office and we'll go through that quote line by line. And if there's anything in there that they don't want and they think it's a little bit expensive, or vice versa, there's stuff they want to add, we can do that, and then, you know, off the back of that, potentially get that job booked in. So let's get that done now. So there you have it, that's my week. So that's basically the kind of thing that I get up to week in, week out. And if you're interested in this kind of stuff, then maybe you'd like to basically go and subscribe to the channel. We're going to be bringing you a lot more around the stuff that we do on site. I'm going to be trying to get a lot more of the lads involved as well, so they can speak to camera. And we're going to show you a lot more of the property side and the new build development side. So if that stuff you're interested, it'd be massive if you could actually go down and subscribe to the channel. And even better, what I'm going to ask for now, I'm going to set a little bit of a target, and I'm going to ask for 20 likes. If you could just jump down and give the video a like, it means the world to us, because it means that we can actually do this more often. Are you with me? It helps the channel massively and pushes the channel out there, and that helps us to basically create this content for you guys. And if there's anything that you'd want specifically, you want me to record, you want me to speak to the lads about anything, you want me to show you more in and around the office, what we're doing, what systems we use, where we started. You know what I mean? I can tell you a little bit about the company, what it was years ago when we were called ABS. Obviously, there's quite a long story behind that. Drop it down in the comments. Tell me what it is that you want, and that's what we'll give you. So, but yeah, if you could, I'm not even saying, you know, I'm not even going to say how much it's going to mean to us if you could subscribe. So if you could like and subscribe the video, and we'll see you again, guys. See you for the next video.